See how that is all blended in there now?
It's a beautiful book, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's all blended
You can
in.
see how the Peaky Blinders kind of
Well, you
element
could-
came in, all right, didn't you?
You could,
in
yeah.
fairness. Hello, this is Shane Casey, aka Billy Murphy from the Young Offenders, and I'm here on a cold and lovely frosty morning, frosty but beautiful morning in Blackpool, and we're going to have a chat with another Cork legend, Mick Moriarty, on behalf of Noel Deasy Cars in Blackpool. 1920.
1920.
You didn't start in 1920 though?
No, 1966.
Where did you do an apprenticeship?
My father, Merchant's Quay.
Did he have a shop there?
Yeah, he was up over in the garage in 1937 until he died at 1978 at 61 years of age. Merchant's Quay was a great place. I could nearly name all the different shops and pubs that were there at the time.
Start with the pubs anyway, go for it.
Yeah.
The Swan was on the corner of Patrick Street, was it?
There was 125 Patrick Street, 23869 was the number. The telephone number. So I spent a lot of time inside there.
Did you?
I did.
Give me a ring there if I have
That's right.
give me a shout there, Dad, if I have a haircut. So your father was a barber before you?
He was, yeah.
And is it
Peter.
Is it in the family still, or
I'm the only now left. My father, my uncle Michael and my brother John. John is in England for years. And Jackie, my younger sister, she was also in the business as well. And I put on the ladies section here for her in 1981. But anyway, that didn't work out. She fell in love and got married and had kids. So that left me in a lurch.
that happens, all right.
So anyway, I employed a few girls and it didn't work. So,
Yeah.
But I went back to Barbary, then I closed the shop there in 84 after doing it up in 81. I put the extension sign in the back.
Yeah.
And it was great. I enjoyed it.
How long are you here in Blackpool?
We came into Blackpool in 1957 from Ballincollig. We lived I was born in Main Street in Ballincollig, and we went around to the square in Ballincollig where Lee Travel is today.
All right.
And my father couldn't buy the house because there was a brother and sister owned the house, and they couldn't sell the house because the sister was in hospital.
Yeah.
So then my father bought this. But I remember...
Aren't you lucky?
We were haunted. I remember Michael Sheehan Sullivan's on Merchant's Quay. He told my father that in years to come, Merchant's Quay would be developed.
Yeah.
And there would be big, something happened to it. And he wasn't too sure at the time. But they didn't realise there was going to be a big shopping mall.
Yeah.
And that's how my father made up his mind to try and buy a place here. This was actually Keating's, the painters, before us when we came in. But prior to that, it was a pawn shop. Belonged to Kylie's, the pawn people.
All right.
So then in 1960, my father opened this here, and he employed a man called Paddy O'Connor from Northern Western, from Macroom, and he ran the barber shop from 1960 to 1970. I started in 66 in Merchant's Quay, and I took over the shop here in 97. So I'm here since all year. So I'm 57 years at the game now.
So
met some great characters down through the years.
you're synonymous with Blackpool now at this stage.
I would be.
Would you consider yourself a Blackpool man or a Ballincollig man?
Well, I would have to say that my friends said to me, I play a double game, you know. They said, you're Ballincollig, will it suit you?
When it suits.
When it suits. I was born in Ballincollig, but my two daughters said to me, Dad, you were born in Ballincollig, you live in Ballincollig, and you're going to be born in Ballincollig, but you do nothing for Ballincollig. Everything you ever did was for Blackpool. I often remember finishing here at 6:15 and going home and coming back here again for 8 o'clock for a credit union meeting or a community centre meeting or about the flooding in Blackpool.
Yeah.
And I had a big passion about the flooding in Blackpool. And for years and years, I've been on to, with others here, Joe Buckley and Ty O'Leary, in the area, to try and get Blackpool finished properly.
Over the years, PJ would have given you a call, and
Oh,
Neil
yeah.
Prendeville
Oh,
and
yeah,
all of that.
they were very good to me. And Johnny McLaughlin.
Yeah,
Johnny McLaughlin, I would say, was one of the first
yeah,
that I did. And Marion Finucane.
yeah.
I never forget years ago, it's about 28 years ago, I was after sending a bottle of my lotion that I have for alopecia to Princess Caroline when she got the alopecia. And it was the Monday, 2 days before Christmas, and the place was gianted.
It's not just your man in the market, so who has a royal connection and all.
No.
You were
no,
before it with
I was there
Caroline,
before
yeah.
Pat.
Yeah, but sure, you were probably looking after the Grace Kelly, kind of looking after our cousins out in Monaco. Like.
That's
but
right.
talking to radio stations and this, that and the other, we mentioned Con O'Leary, Con the Robber up the road.
Oh, great character.
Another kind of Cork institution, or a Cork legend, I suppose.
Yes, he was.
Unfortunately, who passed away last week. Do you have
did,
good memories of the man?
Oh, I had, and I can tell you, Con and myself used to be chasing the same girls up from Francis Hall, down the Arcadia, and if I shifted one of the girls that Con was with a couple of weeks ago, he said, Moriarty, you want to stay away from her, why? He says, I'm meeting her again, you know.
Yeah. God bless him. He had great chats with Prendeville over the years.
He was brilliant, absolutely.
Did, you know.
And he's liable to say anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely anything. And he always spoke the truth.
I think that's kind of yourself included now as well. Like, I think that's what Cork people respect is when you're authentic, because you can't be bullying anybody. Like, because we can see through it. Yeah. I don't know, is it the accent or what, but you kind of know when somebody's. We'll just say spoofing.
Oh yeah,
well,
you could have been that as well.
Do you know what I mean? But you kind of know, and he was definitely a character.
Oh yeah.
But listen. Did you do an apprenticeship with your father?
I did, and I can tell you now, in 1966, it was the cost of a 7-inch blue steel scissors was 19 shillings and sixpence, and that was the official week's wages for an apprentice barber in 1966. And it took me 6 weeks to pay my father back for the scissors. He was very prudent, in fairness now.
Yeah.
I wish I was as prudent as he was, but what they call it, he trained me well. Tough character.
Yeah. How long was your apprenticeship?
It was about five or 6 years that time.
I
and
suppose
you just pushed the floor, you looked at the customers, you sat down the customers. My uncle was there, and then there was 2 other barbers. Marcus Hurley was one who would come in on Saturday. I had Frank Sullivan, who was full-time, and then you had John Keller and Baldy, fantastic barbers.
Yeah.
And they were great to watch, scissors.
Yeah.
But I see the haircuts today with the zeros, the skin fades. It wouldn't be tolerated at that time.
No.
Every hair at that time had to be blended in, like I have with my little book here from the art and craft of hairdressing. See how that is all blended in there now.
It's a beautiful book, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's all blended
you can
in.
see how the Peaky Blinders kind of element came in, all right, didn't you?
You could,
in fairness.
You know, they were fabulous. But I had to read that book, 1966.
Yeah.
And go through it, and there's trichology in it as well. So you had to read about trichology as well to be qualified.
Trichology.
Trichology, about hair, about the skin, and the whole situation.
Yeah.
My father had a cure for alopecia, which was great, and I still sell that today to people as well.
You won't share the secret ingredients.
No. My sister, my youngest sister Jacqueline, she knows all about it as well, and my 2 daughters know about it, and so does Dunican side.
Yeah, but you see, with the acting, I very rarely had a haircut that I actually wanted myself. I was always kind of dictated, but I was lucky that my hair wasn't like the 2 other lads in the show, like the Blade One or the Zero was all up and around.
Shocking. I hate it.
But I actually did a show up around the corner with Graffiti Theatre Company, the church up the hill, and I came down to you a couple of times and I said, this is what I need now. And then I was doing another play another time, and I think I asked you to cut a couple of scars into my head for the play as well, Love, Peace and Robbery, but I don't think it's been a while since I've had a haircut that I wanted. So
I remember Michael Sands, he was doing the Barber of Seville, my cousin.
Yeah, Michael is a good friend of mine.
Oh yeah, he's a lovely fella. And what they call it, he said to me, he said, would you ever come into the English market with me? He said, we want to promote, he said, the Barber of Seville.
Yeah.
So we went to then, of course we had a pig's head and the whole lot, and I had to bring in the cutthroat, and I had the gap to here. And
Yeah,
this is the first time I said, I was actually asked to make a gap. But I was saying, very good, when I'm going up, I would never slag another barber, never.
Yeah.
But when the long hair came in, this guy came in, and I said, "Bob, where they cut it, John?" He said, "What I want to do now?" He said, "Take it all off over this right here." He says, "See, leave it long over this left here, and run it nice and short up here, but leave it long down here, and I want you to gap it all up there." I said, "I can't do that." He said, "No, yeah, you can't. You did it the last time."
You were out of your apprenticeship at that stage.
Oh, well out.
Yeah.
But I still met some great characters.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come here.
like.
When you were there now, working back 66 when you started, and you got your few bob off your father, which was a nice way of doing it. Would you be running across the road there now to the Savoy on Saturday evenings or Friday nights to go to the cinema? And
Oh, we did. The cinema was a big thing that time, like in fairness. But like Sunday night would be nearly dancing night. We loved it, yeah, up to Francis Hall.
yeah, my mother mentioned that place on a few occasions.
Yeah,
All
it was
right.
fabulous. It was great. Like, and no alcohol.
Yeah.
No alcohol.
Bottle
Just
of orange.
Bottle of orange. What you call it? Packet of Perry's. If you got it at the time.
Yeah.
Conor Robert had a lot of Perry's because I don't think Con drank that time even.
Yeah.
We used to go across the road to Reedy's. The
Wine vault.
No, Reedy's bar. The wine vault came after. And we what to call it? We might get a glass of stout or a bottle of beer on the side there.
Yeah.
And, we were very, very young like, to be trying that kind of thing, like, you know.
Yeah. But I think when you're out and working,
Oh yeah.
you're kind of, I mean, within reason now, like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
kind of expected that you might have a pint.
Well,
or,
see, Friday night I would never go out because we opened at 7 o'clock and a Saturday morning merchant's heel my father's shop. Yeah. And I can tell you, like, you wouldn't want to be late.
Yeah.
Because my father's a great man. He got to have 6 mass every morning in St Mary's. And he had the shop open at 5 to 7. And he'd work until 7 o'clock that night. And that was Monday to Tuesday, half day Wednesday, Thursday, 9 o'clock Friday, and 9 o'clock Saturday. So
But that kind of discipline is needed when you have your own business. Like, I worked with my uncle painting for years, and I used to, on occasions, have to walk out to the far side of Bishopstown to get a lift.
Yes.
From Turner's Cross, and when you're walking for a half an hour or 40 minutes every morning, I mean, it's kind of good for your.
Oh, it is.
It's good,
it is.
definitely
it is,
good for your head. But like, an apprenticeship is a brilliant.
It is.
It's a brilliant thing, and I hope they start encouraging it a little bit
Yeah,
more.
but at the moment now, a lot of the Barbers Society are getting together to have organise a proper apprenticeship a meeting in Athlone on Monday.
Yeah.
I was actually on to Frank Hackett about it. And I saw Lorraine inside and Blaze now is involved as well, so I was finding out exactly what they're doing. I did a few films myself with Sarah Harrigan.
Yeah, from the Echo.
And what they call it, Dan Fields. We did a film here called Patience, and they roped Frankie Walters into it.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. But like, you're waiting around watching, what are you going to do? Like, we used to have a great laugh.
Yeah.
It was we all have mobile homes on the Cork Sherry, right?
All right, yeah.
And one of the girls below there taught her father and Jack Scannell and Harry Coote and myself were drinking every Thursday night. And we were here from 7 o'clock at maybe 11 doing the film, and you're taking a shoot and this person's taking a shoot and they're all waiting. And
It's great crack, isn't it?
Great.
Were you ever tempted to go on stage?
No. I don't know why, because I had Christian Longo, the actor. He was coming to me when he was down from Dublin for a haircut, and I was delighted. And Neil told me he would call him to me, and I was cut Joe Lynch's father's hair.
Yeah, Joe Lynch, Blackpool man as well.
Water Lane above number 13, and his mother Maggie, and I go up on a Monday half day. And Mr. Lynch wasn't great with the arthritis. And when I go up in, Maggie would take out the photograph of Joe, and she'd put it up in front of me. And Mr. Lynch would say to me, "I haven't seen him for months," he said. I said, "Mr. Lynch, he's doing a film, he's away someplace." "He's working," I said. "He's working, making a film." I said, "That's an awful fucking thing to be doing," he said. "Well, didn't you get a job driving the train?"
You mentioned Neil Tobin there as well.
Yeah.
I met him a few years back, a real character
Oh,
who went
yeah.
to the Mon. And
That's right, that's
he
right,
really
yeah.
had, and I mean this now with the greatest respect, he had an aura about him. Like,
Oh, brilliant,
He had
brilliant,
you wouldn't want to mess with him, I'd say.
I remember what they called him in Tim O'Malley, Toyota Tim. He was a big man for the North man, and he was a Dublin man.
Yeah.
But what they called it, he did the one about the Dagenham Yanks, you know.
Yeah.
And the Dagenham were in, and went to Dagenham in August. They came back at Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And they come back, and the two boys got off Eunice Fallon. And he says, Almighty, I'll see you tonight for a beer. He says, we go to Blackpool, he said, you know. So at that time, there were tied houses.
Yeah.
There was a Murphy house, a Guinness house, and a Beamish house. And they went into Sheehan's pub across the way. And they went in, they said to the lady in the house, and two ladies never married. And they said, excuse me, ma'am, he said, I've got 2 pints of bitter, please. What, buy? 2 pints of bitter. No, she said, this is a Murphy house. Murphy. Yeah. Guinness is over there, she says, the Glen Bar, and then Lyons is a Beamish. But, oh, 2 pints of Murphy, so if you don't mind. So the two boys got down the hatch, mate. He says, Happy Christmas. Next all of a sudden, oh, Jesus, boy, they're lovely.
And they're not bitter. Like the Murphys, and not bitter.
That's right.
That's probably where it came from, actually.
Yeah, more than likely, more than likely.
Yeah. How are things going for you at the moment?
Well, it's been very quiet for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
COVID killed it.
Yeah.
COVID killed it. It was unbelievable, and we're down 40%, 50% since before COVID.
Yeah.
Like, I used to have 300 people coming through the shop before COVID.
Yeah.
Now it's down to 160. I mean, can't do a thing about it. 23 years ago, 15 barber shops. Now, well over 150.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere. And down, that's life, you know.
And not to take it too heavy, because I saw a very positive thing actually where we were talking about apprenticeships there, that
Yes.
Pat McDonald's was presenting an apprentice with his tool bag for his paintbrushes, and I thought that was a nice little touch. But I suppose the other side of the coin is, and we'd only be not honest if we didn't talk about it, was the closing of the buildings or the closing of the premises in town. Nash 19 going, Tung Sing, which was an institution.
I was actually going in the door at 6:30 the last Friday week, and Amy, that was here, she's off today. She said, I'm going in the door, she says, she knows going there for a bite to eat. I'll collect my wife off the train. She said, the Tung Sing is closing tomorrow. I couldn't believe it. She said it. I couldn't believe it. And I remember when Mrs. Louise Lee, and her husband Tony, we used to go in there. And Ivan, the manager, he taught me how to use the chopsticks. Yeah. And then George was another one, the Chinese lads, and he was drinking his pint of Murphy's. He used to come up to the Swan and Cigarette with us for a pint. Yeah. Great laugh.
Well, I won't say it was a job, but my uncle used to deliver vegetables there years ago, Martin MacDonald, who passed away, Martin, from up above in Onslow for the Jamaica Banana Company. So it was my cousin used to go in, and we often dragged boxes of vegetables up those steps, and they're a lovely family. And it's just,
I remember Tony Tui there from Killings, and he was a bus driver one time, and he had the pigs and the whole lot, and you see Tony come up at 11 o'clock at night collecting the waste. But they were lovely people and very decent people. I have to say, I had Cilla Black here. Cilla Black, surprise here in 1995. Did a great dance. Mrs. Healy up the road, Kitty Healy. She was a great dancer. Her brother, Joe Donovan, was a world champion dancer in the Irish dancing. And Cilla and her husband, Bobby, came over, and they did a show inside the back with the ladies section. And I also had the consultant to the Sheik of Oman. His two sons were going to school here.
Really?
Ali was up in UCC studying to be a doctor, and the other boy was going to Prez. And Ali was a great man coming out here, for he loved his hot towel shaves. But he brought his father and mother out here to meet me. Lovely people.
That's nice, isn't
and they got lovely haircut and shaves as well. They were delighted with themselves.
That's nice. I won't ask you for the shave, no.
I'm going to say, is that a baby face or what?
Yeah, it is. I was on the telly. I was on the telly this morning.
Someone
texted me already. They went, "You should have had a shave this morning."
Go away.
It was too cold. It's 6 this morning when I was coming in the road. But anyway, we went into Dunn's this morning with my father to get a fry up, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, they should have the restaurant at the other side to look out on Patrick Street. They really should.
Yes,
the best view in Cork. Come here, I'm happy with that for you anyway. And
Okay.
I think Noel Deasy is going to pay for that haircut.
Don't worry, listen, the places are for sale, but we'll see, we're going to test the market.
Yeah.
But if it picks up, like, I'll be staying more than likely for another.
As you said.
Because I'll be 60 years out in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
And the family will be 90 years in it.
Yeah.
And I got to try and stay for that. Even though one or two members of my family are saying to me, I should go. I'll be 76 this year.
You said it earlier. You said the words earlier. If it suits.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
If
God,
it
yeah.
suits.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, thanks very much.
But I'm very lucky, like, I have two young fellas there work with me now. They're not my young fellas now.
Yeah.
But I have you, my side.
You
That's
do.
what it is.
You do.
And it's all that side.
Yeah. Listen, Mick, great to see you.
Oh, fabulous. It's great, great to
Delighted.
see you.
And I'll pop in for a cup of tea or another haircut the next time I'm in Blackpool. All right? Thanks very
Great,
much.
no, fabulous. Great article.
Mick, Noel and Dullica are down here in Blackpool, in Mick Moriarty's, the Baldy Barbers. Support them, come down here, so hopefully in another 3 years' time we can celebrate 60 years in business. And remember to support Noel Deasy's too. Thanks, guys.